This is the SF Productions Podcast Network.
Allez Cuisine!
From the Pop Culture Bunker, I'm Mindy.
And I'm Mark. You can check out our audio podcast, How I Get My Way to Read Comics, on iTunes or on our website, sfpodcastnetwork.com. Now, U.S. television often borrows show concepts from abroad.
Well, sometimes they buy them outright.
Yeah, exactly. All in the Family was based on a show called Till Death Do Us Part, and basically the same concept of show. Sanford and Son was based on Steptoe and Son, and many reality shows came from foreign shores.
Yes.
There are two shows in particular we want to talk about today that came from Japan and became cult hits in the United States.
Japan has some good TV.
Yes, and both of which we followed in their many iterations. Both were far more goofy in Japan than the U.S.
Yes, they were. I agree.
And both use a fake storyline to generate drama.
Mm-hmm. So they're reality shows, but with fake...
Very stylized.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The first one is Iron Chef.
Iron Chef.
Which actually translates to Iron Men of Cooking.
So the Japanese title, which...
was, right, we didn't say Iron Chef.
Yeah.
The concept of this show, the chairman, an eccentric millionaire, actually an actor.
No! Oh my!
No!
I'm crushed.
With a famous catchphrase, if memory serves me right.
Yes. And that's what the English, this is the dubbed over version.
Right, yes.
So we don't really know
right.
what he was saying there, but this is how it's always translated. And the translations, I think this is the best part.
Half of the show, yeah.
Is they don't always entirely make sense
right.
in the context of things.
Yeah. Yeah. So the chairman has a dream of a kitchen stadium where titans of cooking challenge Iron Chefs, the invincible men of culinary skills.
And I don't believe there was ever a woman Iron Chef on...
not the Japanese show.
On the Japanese show. There were women competitors.
Yes.
But...
So they always had a secret ingredient, which was announced as the battle begins, which must be used in each dish.
They unveil it.
Very theatrically. Everything is theatrical on this show.
Uh-huh.
Along with a plethora of ingredients from around the world.
Yes.
Some specs here used during the series: 893 portions of foie gras, 54 sea breams.
I don't even know
what
that is.
827 shrimp, 964 matsutake mushrooms, 4,593 eggs, 1,489 truffles, 4,651 grams of caviar, 84 pieces of shark fin.
See, I object to that. They shouldn't be using shark fin.
But that was big on the soup and all
that.
Yeah. So they spent over $7 million on groceries during this series.
Yes.
So the battle commences with the chairman saying the
immortal
line, Allez Cuisine!
Yeah.
And then, at that point...
They have an hour?
Yes, they're 1 hour
or maybe
generally.
90 minutes.
It depended on the battle.
Yeah.
But generally it was a 1 hour period. There were two play-by-play commentators, very much like a sporting event. Mm-hmm. There's a reporter on the field.
Yes.
There's instant replays and everything. And there's three guest judges.
And they're watching the cooking as well.
Yeah.
On the Japanese show, they watch the cooking, and they're all like, ooh, that looks tasty.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know if I can eat that.
Yeah. So in the end, those judges and the chairman sample the results and crown the champion.
Yes.
And the guest judges generally fell into certain categories. There would be this curmudgeonly older woman. There would be this very picky gentleman. And what we always refer to as the BOJ or BDJ, the bimbo du jour.
Yes.
Who would be this Japanese actress, young actress.
Usually very young, yes.
It would say ridiculous things, again, in the translation.
Yeah, we don't know what she was actually saying, but it always came out something like, it is like dancing in my mouth.
Yes. And then we said, it's all hilariously dubbed in English. So the Iron Chefs themselves, and so there were Iron Chefs for different types of cuisine.
Yes.
Iron Chef Chinese was Chen Kenichi, son of the god of Szechuan cuisine.
Yes.
Iron Chef French was Yutaka Ishinabe, and then later was Hiroyuki Sakai. Iron Chef Italian was Masuhiko Kobe. Iron Chef Japanese, actually 3 different people had that role, Roku Sabaru Meshiba, I'm messing up these names, I'm sure, Kume Nakamura, and Masaharu Morimoto, who was probably the best known of the Iron Chef Japanese.
Yes, and he eventually moved to the U.S. He opened a restaurant in New York.
Right.
So.
Show ran from 93 to 99 with specials going through 2002. There were 309 episodes of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So the show actually ended. The final episodes involved the Iron Chefs battling for the King of Iron Chef. So they battled each other. And so it aired on Fuji TV and Food Network in the U.S., which basically put Food Network on the map.
Yeah. You know, that was their first sort of non-focused on demonstrating a cooking technique show.
Right.
You know, it was their first entertainment show.
Exactly. Now, you can find episodes of the show on YouTube. Also, highly recommend you check out ironcheffans.info. That's ironcheffans.info. They have a huge group of the videos of the shows, like a lot of the episodes. Show became a huge cult hit in the U.S. People would have like Iron Chef parties at their home and like, okay, now we're going to do a secret ingredient. People need to do stuff.
Yes.
It was quite the fad for a while.
What can you think of what your favorite secret ingredient was, or what the funniest or weirdest thing was?
Well,
I remember the time they did squid ink ice cream.
Yeah. They always want to do weird things with ice cream. It's like, oh no, they're bringing in the ice cream machine.
Yeah.
Oh, look out. So the show finally came over here, and there were multiple specials in the U.S. and Japan still on the Japanese series.
Yes.
And one of them involved the infamous electrocution of Bobby Flay, because they were in a studio that they weren't used to, and apparently there's water on the floor.
Yeah.
And a couple times he kind of got zapped as he was dealing with that because there's all this water on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that the one where he also leapt up on the counter and was on his cutting board with his shoes?
This is the big controversy, because in the end he won, and then he got up on, as you said, up on the table, on the cooking, on his cutting board. Yeah. And the Iron Chef involved was incredibly, dismayed at this.
Shocked at how to treat your
utensils.
Yeah.
So finally, we moved into Iron Chef America. First off, there was a special with William Shatner as the chairman. I think it was on the WB.
That was pretty good.
or pretty bad. It was terrible.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. And then the series on the Food Network, which started in 2005.
And it's still on.
It's still on. Alton Brown hosts. And now we have the chairman's nephew.
Yes.
Yet another actor. But still the same concept. And many Iron Chefs were involved throughout the series so far, many of which were or became Food Network stars.
Yes.
We mentioned Bobby Flay, Mario Batali, Kat Cora, Wolfgang Puck, and as you mentioned, Morimoto actually returned from the mothership to be on this series as well.
And I think he was still not speaking very much English when he started.
No.
And they had a translator for him.
Right. So there are actually separate versions of the show in the UK, in Australia, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Israel. Versions of Iron Chef. Plus, a reality series over on Food Network called Next Iron Chef. The idea being that, okay, we're doing the Iron Chef America series, we want to bring other Iron Chefs in, and so they'd bring in these other chefs and they'd battle each other in this reality series.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then the show returned to Japan in 2012 with the same understated style that you always saw on Iron Chef. Apparently it didn't do very well in the ratings. It was a very expensive show to produce. I couldn't find a dubbed version, and Food Network never picked it up. I think at this point they're really downplaying the original series. I think you can now see it on the Cooking Channel, which is one of those, channel 858, which is a spin-off of Food Network.
Yes, where people who actually want to cook watch, instead of people who want to just watch celebrities, I don't know,
doing things.
Or reality competition shows, because Food Network has a lot of competition shows now.
Oh, absolutely.
With this being the kind of cornerstone of them.
Right, absolutely.
Mark, Mark, you just talk too much.
Apparently I did, so we're going to have to make this a two-parter.
Next time, we'll talk about our other Japanese show, American Ninja Warrior. Or Ninja Warrior.
Ninja Warrior.
Yeah. In the meantime, you can check out our audio podcast, How I Got My Wife to Read Comics, on iTunes or on our website, sfpodcastnetwork.com. From the Pop Culture Bunker, I'm Mindy.
And I'm Mark. Thanks for watching.